I had this moment the other day that I really can't stop thinking about.
Oh, yeah.
I was just scrolling through a comment thread on some news article, the usual Tuesday morning doom scroll with my coffee.
I know it well.
And I noticed something really weird. There were maybe 10 different accounts, all with normal-sounding names, like John Smith, Sarah Jones, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they had all posted the exact same comment. I mean, identical, word for word, down to the emoji.
You found the copy-paste army.
I did. It was so jarring. And then, like 10 minutes later, I get a friend request from a guy I went to high school with.
Okay.
Except I'm already friends with him.
Right, the classic duplicate.
Exactly. I clicked on the profile, and the photo looked, I don't know, a little too perfect, too smooth.
The Benjamin Button effect of the digital world.
That's it. And it just hit me. I'm looking at this phone, and I suddenly have no idea if I'm talking to a person or just lines of code.
That is the core question of the modern internet, isn't it? It's getting harder and harder to tell the biological from the digital.
Well, today, we are going to try and figure that out. We've got some fantastic source material provided by WeCyberYou.
I love that name.
WeCyberYou. It's
Okay.
great, very direct, and the intel they've provided for this deep dive is just incredibly detailed.
It's not your standard don't click weird links advice. This is a real breakdown of the architecture of deception.
So welcome to the WeCyberYou Unlocked podcast. Our mission for this deep dive is to unpack fake profiles and bots attack. And I want to promise you, listening right now, by the time we're done, you're going to look at your notifications in a whole new way.
You'll know who or what is lurking in there and how to protect yourself.
Let's jump right in. The first thing I really liked about the WeCyberYou material is that it forces us to get our vocabulary right.
Yeah.
Because I think we all use bot and fake profile to mean the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
If someone's annoying on X, I'll just say, ooh, it's a bot.
Right, it's become a catch-all insult, but the source makes a very sharp and a very important distinction between the two.
Okay, so break it down for us. What are we actually dealing with here?
So think of it like this. The difference between a costume and a robot. A fake profile, according to the data, is the costume. It's a digital mask.
A mask, so there's a human behind it pulling the strings.
Often, yes. A fake profile is designed to impersonate something specific. It could be a real person, like your high school friend.
Or a celebrity, or a company.
Exactly. The goal is to deceive you on an identity level. They want you to believe they are who they say they are.
The source mentioned something that kind of gave me the creeps, though, the evolution of the look. It used to be so easy, right? The profile with no photo.
The old egg avatar, yeah, those days are long gone. The tech has gotten much, much better.
Or worse, I guess. The notes mention stolen photos, which is bad enough, but also AI-generated images.
And that's the real game changer. These are faces of people who literally do not exist. They were never born.
So that person in the friend request, they look perfect, but they're a ghost.
A ghost in the machine. And because they're not a real person, you can't do a reverse image search to find them. It's a custom-made mask, just for you.
That is just wildly dystopian.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the fake profile, the mask. How does that compare to the bot?
If the fake profile is the mask, the bot is the engine. It's short for robot, obviously. These are automated software scripts.
So there isn't a person furiously typing out those 1,000 identical comments I saw.
No. And that's the critical part. It's all about scale. The WeCyberYou material really emphasizes this. Bots operate 24/7.
Humans need to sleep.
We need to sleep, we eat, we get distracted. Bots just don't stop. They can like, comment, and message at a volume that is physically impossible for a human.
It's industrial scale interaction.
Exactly.
But the source does mention an overlap. It's not always one or the other, is it?
Correct. They often work together. Think of it as a terrifyingly efficient team. You have a bot network, an army of automated accounts.
And they're all wearing the fake profile mask.
It's it. So you get the credibility of a human-looking face combined with the sheer firepower of the automated script.
Okay, that makes sense. We have the mask and the machine. But I always get stuck on the why. I mean, it seems like a lot of work. What's the end game here?
You just have to follow the money or follow the power. The source material breaks this down really well based on what they're trying to do.
So let's start with the fake profiles, the human impersonators. What do they want from me?
With fake profiles, the currency they're after is trust. The source lists social engineering as the #1 goal.
Which is just a fancy term for manipulation.
It is. They're hacking the human, not the computer. If they can gain your trust, they can get you to do things you wouldn't normally do.
Like click on a phishing link.
Exactly. A stranger sends you a link, you ignore it. But if Aunt Linda sends you a link that says, "Hey, is this you in this video?"
Oh, I'm clicking that. My heart would start pounding.
And boom, your device is compromised. But it can get much darker. The WeCyberYou data specifically calls out romance scams.
That's where they play the long game. I've read about this. They
Mhm.
build a relationship for months.
It's psychological warfare. They create the perfect partner, listen to your problems, build that connection, and then once you're hooked, an emergency happens.
I'm stuck at the airport, or I need money for a medical bill.
And because you feel like you know them, you trust them, you want to help, it's devastating. You lose the money and the person you thought you were in a relationship with.
There was another motive in the source I found interesting: takeovers.
Right. This is more about stealing digital assets. They'll target influencers or executives, anyone with a high-value account.
Because hijacking an account with 1 million followers is a huge payoff.
It's an immediate high reward. They can trick the owner into giving up their password, and suddenly, a trusted voice is pushing a crypto scam to that entire audience.
That's terrifying.
Okay.
Okay, so now let's pivot to the bots. If they're not trying to build a relationship with me, what's their goal?
Bots are all about noise and perception. The first goal, the sourceless, is inflation.
Pumping up the numbers.
Exactly. Artificially inflating follower counts, likes, views. It's digital steroids.
It creates a false sense of legitimacy. Social proof. If an account have 100,000 followers, you just assume they're important.
Your brain takes a shortcut, and bots manufacture that social proof out of thin air. But then they use that fake legitimacy as a weapon.
That's the amplification point from the WeCyberYou report.
Yes. Coordinated campaigns. If you want to make a fringe idea seem mainstream, or you want to spread a rumor to crash a stock price, you unleash the bots.
So they distort reality. They can make a minority opinion look like the majority.
They essentially gaslight the public conversation. And the source also mentions harvesting.
Sounds ominous.
It's data scraping. Bots just crawl through millions of public profiles, collecting names, birthdays, locations, anything that can be used for future attacks. They're like the scouts for the bigger operations.
When you lay it all out like that, this stops feeling like just an annoyance and starts feeling like a genuine threat.
And that's the key takeaway. The WeCyberYou material is trying to get us to stop thinking of this as internet junk. The ripple effect is huge.
What is the biggest impact then?
It's the erosion of trust. The guide says these attacks undermine the fundamental trust and authenticity of the entire system.
I feel that. If you can't tell if a product review is real, or if a news story is actually trending, you stop trusting the platform itself.
And when the social part of social media isn't real, the whole thing falls apart.
It's bleak. And the source makes a really important point that these attacks don't hit everyone equally.
No, they're predatory. The data shows they disproportionately target the vulnerable. Children, seniors, new internet users.
People who aren't digital natives.
Exactly. My grandmother gets a friend request and just thinks, oh, how nice. She doesn't have that cynical filter we've developed.
Or a kid who thinks they're talking to another kid in a game.
It's incredibly dangerous. And because of the bots, that dangerous information can spread globally in seconds.
And this is happening on all the big platforms, right? TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X.
Anywhere that visibility is the main currency. If there are eyeballs, the bots and fakes will follow.
Okay, I think we've established the threat. So now I want to get to the empowering part. What's in our detective kit? How do we, the users, spot these things?
This is the most crucial part. The WeCyberYou guide breaks it down into two categories: visual warning signs and behavioral warning signs.
Let's start with visuals. What should I be looking for?
First, the timeline. The source says to look for recently created accounts with limited activity.
So if my Aunt Linda, who I know has been on Facebook since 2012, suddenly has an account that was created yesterday.
That is a massive red flag. And look at the content. Is it just a few generic shared memes? No personal photos or comments? That's an empty shell.
Right. And what about the photo itself?
The source says to be wary of anything overly polished.
The AI faces we talked about?
Or just stock photos. Look at the background. Is it weirdly blurry? Or the earrings symmetrical? AI still struggles with details like that.
Or hands. AI is famously terrible at drawing hands.
Exactly. If the profile pic looks like a supermodel, but the bio says they're a plumber from Ohio, just be skeptical.
Okay, so check the date, check the photo. Now, what about behavior? What do they do that gives them away?
Look for the script. Bots and low-effort fakes use copy-paste messages.
Like, great post. DM me for a collab.
Politely check your inbox. Yes. If the comment has nothing to do with what you actually posted, it's a script.
That one seems pretty easy to spot. What about the more sophisticated ones, like the romance scammers?
That's where you look for pressure. The source highlights urgent requests or offers that seem way too good to be true.
The classic Nigerian prince email.
Or the sudden emergency, I'm in trouble, I need money now.
Yeah.
Urgency short circuits your critical thinking. They want you to act on emotion.
And there was one more behavioral flag that really stood out to me in the notes. The pivot.
Ah, yes. The pivot is classic tradecraft. It's when they try to move the conversation off the platform right away.
Hey, I don't check this app much. Text me on WhatsApp.
Exactly. They do that because the main platforms have security filters that can flag suspicious links or keywords.
So they want to get you to a second location with their no guards.
Precisely. Once you're in an encrypted chat or a private email thread, the platform can't protect you anymore.
That is such a solid rule.
Yeah.
If a new contact tries to rush you off the platform, just don't go.
Never go to the second location.
Okay, we have our detection kit. Now, defense. The WeCyberYou material calls this section the shield. What are the actionable steps?
It all boils down to a few key pillars. The golden rule is verification.
Verify before you trust.
It's so simple, but we rarely do it. If you get that request from Aunt Linda, don't just accept. Text the real Aunt Linda. Call her phone.
Just ask, hey, did you make a new account?
It takes 10 seconds, and it can save you so much trouble. We call that out-of-band verification, using a different channel to confirm the first one.
Which leads to the next point, just general digital hygiene.
Yes, basic stuff, but it's vital. Avoid clicking unknown links. Don't download files you weren't expecting.
It's the eat your vegetables of cybersecurity.
It really is. And you have to fight that curiosity. Hover over a link before you click it, see where it's actually going.
Good tip. And then there's the big technical one. The source really hammers on MFA.
Multi-factor authentication.
We hear that acronym all the time. Why is it so important for this specific threat?
It's because of the takeover attacks. Let's say a fake profile does trick you and they get your password.
I'm in trouble.
Not if you have MSA on, because when they try to log in, the system will ask for that second code, the one that gets sent to your phone.
And they don't have my phone.
Exactly. The attack stops right there. It is the single best deadbolt you can put on your digital door.
So enable MFA everywhere. Got it. And finally, the source mentions community duty.
Yeah, this is the idea that cybersecurity isn't a solo sport. It's about protecting the whole community.
So we should be snitches.
In this case, yes. Be a snitch, report suspicious accounts, block them. Your reports help the platforms identify and take down these networks.
So when I see those 10 identical comments, I shouldn't just scroll past. I should actually report them.
You're helping clean up the digital neighborhood, and the other part is educating others. Talk to your family about this stuff.
Tell your parents about the fake friend requests.
Exactly. Digital literacy is our best collective defense. If everyone knows the trick stops working.
This has been incredibly eye-opening. It's just wild to think how much of the internet is basically smoke and mirrors.
It is a little unsettling, but the good news is, with a bit of skepticism and observation, you really can see the strings.
Absolutely. So just to recap for everyone listening, the digital world is full of mimics and machines, fake profiles and bots. They want your trust, your data, and your money.
But you're not helpless. Look for the warning signs, the new accounts, the generic photos, the pressure tactics. Verify identities out of band. And please, for the love of everything, turn on MFA.
Simple, powerful steps. And remember, all of this great intel came from the team at WeCyberYou.
We definitely want to credit them. The research they provided was just top-notch. If you found this useful, you really should go follow their channel.
Yes, please do. And head over to WeCyberYou.com. That's WE-RE.com.
They have so much more educational cybersecurity content just like this.
It's a fantastic resource. You don't have to figure all this out by yourself.
Before we sign off, I just want to leave you with one final thought. We talked about the current warning signs, right? The too perfect photos, the slightly robotic language.
But the technology is moving so fast.
That's it. If bots and fake profiles are evolving with advanced AI, if they can generate photos that are truly indistinguishable from reality and write messages that sound perfectly human, how will our very definition of trust online have to change in the next few years?
We might be heading toward a zero-trust world.
Will we reach a point where we can't believe anything on a screen unless we've verified it in the real physical world?
That's a heavy question, but it's the one we all need to start asking ourselves.
Something to think about. Thanks for listening to this deep dive on the WeCyberYou Unlocked podcast. Stay safe.
And stay skeptical. See you next time.